Hi guys, Royal here, and I had a special request to make a video about giving and receiving like I was planning to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today. It's a very, very important subject, um, and it's very, very important that there is balance when it comes to giving and receiving. Um, Nowadays there's such an imbalance when it comes to this because we learn very early in childhood to people please and to keep the peace by just doing and being and giving of ourselves what others want us to give. And that keeps everybody happy. Also, when you're a child, your parents say to do this. You don't really get to challenge that. You don't get to ask why or no. It's very discouraged in our society for children to speak up for themselves or to question anything. So you just learn to just do based on what you're told, and you kind of really at a very early age lose your sense of self, or your sense of knowing when you are truly giving from a pure place or when you are just trying to keep the peace. And because we don't like conflict, so and sometimes it's just easier to do that. That's what we learn in childhood. So from the very beginning, the odds are stacked against us when it comes to this giving and receiving stuff. So there's two main types of people when it comes to giving and receiving, obviously. There's your very giving people, people who love to help others and who have a very giving spirit. And then there's your takers who just are vacuums, basically, and suck everybody's, giving energy out of them, and just take. So let me start off first, and that's not everybody, obviously, and that's not the only two types of people there are. There's those who have found a very good balance of giving and receiving. So, and that's what I would like to teach you today, how to have that balance, because it's just so very, very important to kind of try to correct this imbalance that's really come about over the past few years, more and more and more, where givers just give and give and give, and takers just take. It's such an imbalance, and it shouldn't be that way. So today I want to just give you some tools. So let me start off first. I want to say thank you to all of the givers out there, because it's you who makes this world a better place. Thank you for your kind hearts. Thank you for being so supportive and helpful and wanting to just help make the world a better place and help the people that you love. Thank you for being you. Now, to all you takers out there, there's going to be some stuff in this video for you as well. First of all, let's balance that out a little bit. Stop taking from those people and taking advantage of people who are kind and who care and who are givers. Stop doing that, because that's not okay. Okay? It's not okay to just be a taker. You need to do your fair share and give a little bit also. Okay? Now, there's a fine line between giving with a pure heart and it's serving a positive purpose that is intended to serve, and giving beyond your means, which then no longer serves a positive purpose for anyone involved, including yourself. So it's very, very important to have that balance. I found this out the hard way. Especially for people in the service industry, this is a very, very important and tough one to kind of keep balanced. Because when you work in the service industry, that's all you're doing. You give of yourself all the time. So it's very, very important, especially when you are in those industries, that you find the balance of giving and receiving. I had found this out the hard way when I first started personal training. That is in the service industry. I love helping people. I love giving. I love helping people better the quality of their life and just reaching their highest potentials. And so when I got into personal training, I was super excited to be doing what I loved. What I did not know and what nobody told me that there has to be a balance in the giving and the receiving. And when there is not, it can have very negative effects on your being. And so when I first started, you're trying to grow your business, and I'm giving and giving and giving, trying to build all my clients. And it's very intense to be a personal trainer because you have to be up all the time on 10, and which I am very energetic and I have that personality anyways, but no human being can always be on that level all the time. That's just not even somebody as energetic as me. So I did not know that there needed to be a balance. So I just kept giving and giving and giving without focusing on receiving or replenishing that energy that I was giving and putting back in towards myself. And I ended up getting really depressed, really completely out of balance because I did not have any energy left at the end of the day to give to myself. And why that's so important is I want you to think of giving and receiving as a bank account, okay? And giving equals withdrawals from that bank account, and receiving equals deposits into that bank account, okay? Now, if you have a positive balance, okay, so you have giving energy in that account, say you have $10 worth of giving energy in that account, okay? If you give out that $10 worth of energy that day and you don't put anything back into that bank account, then the next time you go to give of yourself, you're at a zero balance. You don't have any energy to give, and you're going to go into the negative. So, and you're going to continue doing that. You're going to continue going into the negative in that bank account if you don't make some deposits in the form of receiving. So it's just so important to make sure that you always have a positive balance sufficient enough for the energy that you are going to be giving away, and for any withdrawals that you need to make. Okay, so if you work in the service industry, you always need to have a very large amount of giving energy, more so than the average person, to compensate for all that energy or for all that giving that you're doing, so that you don't end up depleted and in a negative space. So where I was at when I first started personal training is I was unaware of this. My bank account, my energetic giving bank account had, was positive when I first started, but I was withdrawing a whole lot more giving energy than I was depositing giving energy. So I ended up learning that the hard way. I ended up getting really, really depressed and really stuck in a very negative and vicious cycle because I was a personal trainer, and I really thrived on taking care of myself, eating healthy, working out, but all of those things require energy and positive energy and giving energy towards yourself. And when you don't have anything left to give because you've depleted your energy storage, and at the end of the day, I wasn't able to make conscious, good decisions about food. I wasn't able to make, because those things take energy. It takes energy to make good, conscious decisions for yourself. And I didn't have the energy to work out. And it was just a very, very vicious cycle that took me to a very, very bad place, a dark hole that I ended up having to really dig myself out of. And it was a very, very trying and hard time. I understand now that I experienced that so that I can help others and bring awareness to it. So it was a blessing in disguise, as it usually always is. But it's because it's through direct experience that I can share helpful tools with you guys. So it's going to help a lot more people than it harms. So it was a blessing. But it's just an example of why it is so important to keep your energetic bank account balanced. So you want to make regular deposits into that bank account, okay, towards yourself, which means you need to allow yourself to receive. Stop always giving all the time and allow yourself to receive, or turn that giving energy towards yourself. Ways to make deposits into your bank account, into your energetic bank account, are self-love and any forms of self-love. So anything that is motivated by self-love. Eating clean, eating healthy, and not doing it from a place of, oh, I'm scared to gain a few pounds or whatever. That's fear-based. Doing it from a love-based place. So I know that this is going to be good for me. It's going to give me more energy, and this is healthy for my body. That's a love-based mentality, and you always want to make sure any kind of receiving always comes from a love-based place. Any kind of giving and receiving always comes from a love-based place. It never will ever come from a fear-based place. That's not true giving. That's not true receiving. It has to be a love-based place. So more ways to deposit into that bank account are exercise, yoga, meditation, anything creative that brings joy. So anything that feeds your spirit, anything that makes you feel alive and happy and passionate. Treating yourself to something that you really enjoy. So, just something that you normally wouldn't treat yourself to. Treat yourself to it. You do a lot for other people. Allow yourself to do for yourself as well. And anything that's good for you that comes from a place of love. Spend time in nature. Give yourself the gift. Think of these things as giving yourself little gifts, literally. Give yourself the gift of going and catching a sunrise or catching a sunset. Just allowing yourself to just be and not have any obligations for a little bit. Give yourself the gift of relaxation. Just do nothing. We live in a world where we're always doing. One of the biggest gifts you could ever give yourself is just allow yourself to be and not have to do so much. So that will replenish. Rest and relaxation. Go have yourself a spa day. If finances you don't need to have a lot of money to allow yourself to receive or to give back to yourself. You can do that. Most ways to receive are free. You don't have to buy yourself anything. You can just allow yourself to be, give yourself some love, make yourself a nice meal. There's lots of ways to give for free and to receive. And if when you put yourself in a state of allowing, the universe also is going to, and receiving and being open to receiving, the universe is going to bring people into your path that are going to give to you. So it's important to allow yourself to receive also. You don't just need to give all the time. Allow people to do nice things for you too. A lot of us have a very, very big problem with allowing ourselves to receive because we feel guilty. We feel like we're a burden or we're a bother. And a lot of it also stems from self-worth and not feeling worthy of being able to receive. so that you're not good enough. You don't deserve to receive. So that's, if you find that that's what your issue is, then it's more of a self-worth thing also that you want to start working on, and making the decision that, hey, you give to everybody all the time, and you would do the same thing for that person that they are willing to do for you. So it's okay to receive, as long as as long as it doesn't cross over the line of being greedy or having serving a selfish purpose. If it's a selfless act that someone is trying to commit to you, then allow it. It's okay to receive. You deserve to receive. So that's a big one, just allowing other people to do for you the same that you do for everybody all the time. You deserve to receive too. Okay? And, another really, really important thing when it comes to giving is you have to make sure that it's coming from a pure place. So everything is energy, okay? So I want you to understand that everything is energy. So everything that you give, you are giving energy with that gift of whatever it is that you're doing. And it's actually the energy that has the impact of either serving a purpose of joy or serving a purpose of something more negative in the form of guilt, obligation, if you are not giving from a pure place. So to all of you givers out there, a lot of times we give and give and give beyond our means, even when it isn't in our best interest to give, because we think we're doing the right thing. Because we want to help and we want to do, and we don't want to feel guilty if we don't help and then something, bad happens or whatever. But I want you to remember that if you are giving a gift out of obligation, and when I say gift, it's not just physical stuff. It's like, emotions, time, any kind of gift, kind words, stuff like that. If you are giving these things out of obligation or fear or guilt, then that is the energy that you are giving with that gift. So you are not doing anybody, serving anybody any good by giving that energy to them, because then they are on the receiving end of negative energy. So when you think about giving, start thinking in terms of energy. You're giving energy, and vow to yourself to only give pure energy, because if you are a giver, you have a pure heart, and you want to help others, and you want to lift people up and be of service, but you're not doing anybody any service. You're actually doing a disservice by giving out of obligation or guilt or fear or shame or any of the negative emotions or energies. So you're not doing anybody a service by doing that. You need to give from a pure place, a loving place. You need to ask yourself, when an opportunity presents itself or a situation where you are being called on to give. So say somebody asks you to come over and give them a ride. Okay. You need to ask yourself, this is just an example, but you need to ask yourself before that opportunity, as that opportunity presents itself, and before you make a decision on whether you want to take part in that opportunity, you need to ask yourself, am I doing this because I truly, truly want to, and my intention is pure? Or am I doing this because they want me to, and I really don't want to? Then if the answer is that you're doing it because they want you to, then don't do it. Because you're not the energy that you're gonna give them out of this good deed that you're trying to do because you're trying to be a good person, you're gonna give them the energy of obligation, which is not a good energy. You need to, if you're gonna do something, do it because you truly, truly, truly want to, not because you're being forced into doing it, guilted into doing it, or doing it out of fear. That's not good. Okay? And as a giver, you want to do good. So when you think of it in those terms, that makes it a little bit easier for you to distinguish what is helpful to others. Okay? Ask yourself, is this really something I want to do? Am I doing this with a pure heart, or am I doing it out of guilt, obligation, fear, or any kind of negativity? And if the answer is any kind of negativity, then don't do it. Now, I understand that sometimes there arise circumstances that you just don't have any choice over, and that's not what I'm referring to here. These are situations where you have a choice, okay? And the people that truly love you and honor you and respect you will honor and respect your decision to not do something that they have asked you to do, if it is within the means. You know, if it's not something that is an absolute emergency or something that really needs to take place that you don't have any choice over. They will understand that and they will respect that. And those that do not, then that is on them. And then that is a lesson that they need to learn, that it's not okay to guilt people into doing what you want them to do. It's okay. It is good to give, but don't give beyond your means. Listen, one very important thing you need to understand is God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is never going to make you sacrifice your happiness for the sake of someone else's. Would never want you to do that. We are all meant to feel joy. There's enough joy to go around. God or the universe would never want you to be miserable in order for someone else to be happy. That's not how it works. Okay? Take that pressure off of yourself. Okay? If something is meant to happen in someone's life, this universe is so powerful. It's created worlds and galaxies and every single living creature and brought everything together. You are not going to be the reason. If something is meant to happen in someone's life, you are not going to be the reason. Your saying no is not going to be the reason that it doesn't come to pass. The universe is way bigger than you. So take that pressure off of yourself and know that if something's meant to be in somebody's life, you are not going to be the reason that it doesn't come to pass. The universe will find a way to make it happen if it is meant to happen. So, just remember, God, the universe, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it, would never make you sacrifice your happiness for the sake of someone else's. Okay, so let's say your brother's, mother's, uncle's, sister's, cousin's girlfriend needs some dishwashing liquid, and it's 12 o'clock at night, and calls you up and is like, hey, I need some dishwashing liquid, and you are in the bed, and you think, oh my gosh, if I don't go get this, then cousin's going to be so upset with me, or she's not going to like me, his girlfriend's not going to like me, she's going to think I'm a bad person. I need to get up in the middle of the night out of my comfortable bed, and I need to go get her some dishwashing liquid, and so that I can keep the peace and that everything's okay. No. Okay, if you're going to call me up for some dishwashing liquid, then it better be because your intention is to come wash my dishes. If it is not, then don't be calling me up for no dishwashing liquid. Go figure that stuff out yourself. I'm not your maid. You can figure it out. Now, I know that that's an extreme example, but you'd be surprised at what people have learned is okay. And the thing is you treat people, no. You teach people how to treat you. And if you are constantly giving in to the requests of other people, you are teaching them that it's okay to do that. That it's okay to expect things from you and to run you ragged, even if they know that it is not in your best interest. So you are the best thing that you could ever do for those people, because those people that are the takers, those people need to learn that it is not okay to do that. That it's not okay to expect other people to do for you what you are very capable of doing your damn self. But the only way that they're ever going to learn that is by you not continuing to enable them, because basically that's what it is. You're enabling them to behave this way by continuing to succumb to their demands. So do yourself a favor and learn to say no. It's okay to say no. Learn to do that and honor yourself. And when you don't have, if you know you don't have it in you, you don't have enough giving energy in you to go help someone or to go do something that somebody's asked of you, then honor yourself and say no. It's important. Those that really, really love you should not want you to give beyond your means. Okay? Again, there's emergency circumstances and there's circumstances that you just don't have any control over or choice over. Life happens. But there are many, many, many situations where you do have control over it, and you not doing it is not going to kill them. The person that's asking you to do it for them. So, learn to say no. Make sure that you're staying in balance when it comes to giving and receiving. Learn when you are giving too much of yourself. And if you are in the service industry or a giver period, make sure you make time for downtime. Make sure you make time to receive. You don't always have to be doing something. Also, it is very, very, very important to not base your self-worth on your giving deeds. Don't get into that vicious cycle, because that cycle never ends and you're never going to find your self-worth. Your self-worth is not based on what you do for people. Your self-worth is based, and your worthiness is based on the fact that you exist. You don't have to do anything to receive worth. And people shouldn't be loving you based on what you do for them. If you take inventory of the people around you, and if you have those energy suckers that just love to make you do everything for them and put you under their thumb and make you feel guilty if you don't say yes, get those people away from you. Those aren't people who have your best interests at heart. If they had your best interests at heart, they wouldn't be doing that to you. They wouldn't be running you ragged like that. So make sure the most important thing, Deja, hush. She agrees with me. So that's good. She says, amen, y'all. Make sure that when you're giving, you are giving from a pure space. You are giving from a giving heart, that it's something that you really, truly want to do. She's serious about this. She agrees with me. Make sure you're giving from a good, pure space, not from a place of guilt. So, I had a lot of my clients, I've had about 4 clients that had lupus. which is a very, very hard disease, very painful disease to have. And every single one of them, this was an issue. An issue of not honoring themselves and always doing for everyone else but themselves. And I don't believe that that's a coincidence. Because essentially, when you're doing for everybody else and you're not taking care of yourself, what the message that you're sending to yourself subliminally is, I don't care about you. You're not important to me. Everybody else is more important than you. And that is awful. That is horrible. That's not the belief system that you want to uphold. You deserve to feel good. You are important. You're so important. And listen, you can't pour from an empty cup. Okay, so this is really, really important, especially for women, mothers, wives. We do a lot. That is just our nature. We give of ourselves. We're always giving of ourselves. But listen, the best gift that you can ever give anybody that you love is to give to yourself and to make sure you're whole, because then you can be the best you to them. When you're not whole, when you're broken, you can't fix somebody if you're broken. You need to be whole first before you can help anybody else. So give to yourself. Make sure that bank account you have sufficient funds, energetic funds in that bank account to give before you start giving. Make sure that you can compensate for that and have a little extra padding in there so that just in case something comes up where you have to give of yourself and you weren't expecting it. One of those emergency circumstances. Make sure you have padding in there. But love yourself. Deposit self-love into that account, because then you will be able to be the best you to those around you that you love. And that's where it all starts anyways. You want to help the people that you love. And the best gift that you can ever give them is to give to yourself, to allow yourself to receive, to operate from a whole space, not a broken place. So make sure that you find the balance. Allow yourself to receive. Get the energy suckers out of your life. This is a new year. This is a whole new energetic cycle. This is a whole new a 9-year universal cycle has just ended. This is a whole new universal cycle, and it's time to declutter. It's time to get things out of our lives that no longer serve us, and it's time to step into your true space. And this is one of the most important things that you could ever do, to balance your giving and receiving, and to honor yourself, and to operate from your highest self and your highest potential, and the most full version of yourself. If you are broken right now, stop trying to fix everybody else and focus on yourself so that you can help others in the future. So Deja says amen again. I hope that this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions or there's anything you want me to go more into specifics about, please let me know in the comments below. I hope I didn't leave anything out. There's just so much when it comes to this stuff. I promise you guys, I try to keep these videos as short as possible, but it's just, this stuff is important and you just can't fit it all into one little tiny 5-minute video. So, but this stuff is really, really important. JJ Long, this was for you. I know that you requested this video, so I hope that this was helpful for you. And remember, give from a pure place. Ask yourself before the opportunity presents itself, do I really want to do this? Or am I doing this out of obligation or guilt or fear? And if it's anything negative, don't do it. Do yourself the favor and don't do it. Don't do the other person the disservice of giving negative energy. Okay, give from a pure place. Give to yourself. Make that bank account balance. Balance that checkbook. Balance that bank account. Make sure you put loving, giving energy in towards yourself. Don't just give to everybody else. Allow yourself to receive and balance and fill that cup back up so that you can help others. You know, a candle's flame, if it's really, really dim, it lights up a little bit. But man, when that flame is full and whole, and it can light up a whole entire room. So light that fire inside of you. Give to yourself. You deserve it. I love you guys, and if you found this helpful, please share it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more videos coming out soon, and they're all intended to help you just be the best you to reach your highest potential. So together we can do that. I love y'all very, very much, and I'll talk to you real soon.